This conference will now be recorded.
Ready? I got 6 o'clock. I'll call the meeting to order. We'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I believe we don't have any amendments to the agenda, so I just need approval of the adoption of the agenda. Any further discussions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passes 4-0-0. Review of the minutes from the council meeting of July 8th, 2021.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of July 8th.
I'll second that.
Any further discussions? All in favor? Opposed? Passes 4-0. 3-0-1. Thanks, Tina. Accounts payable, Mr. Prigi.
First one to take a look at would be $320,000 for the transfer for a money market fund transfer. The next one I was looking at is 76199 for Xcel Energy Solutions for $9,966.08 for solar credits. Third one, a larger one for 76224 for Farner Asphalt Sealers LLC for the seal coating, $47,132.72. And the other one I took a look at was another solar credit for SFGF 11 for June for $10,049.01. Guess I would take I'll make a motion to approve the accounts payable for $426,377.02.
Second.
Any further discussions? All in favor?
All right,
Opposed? Passes 4-0-0. Thanks, Bob. Public comments. Individuals may address the city council about any item of concern. Speakers must state their name and limit the remarks to 5 minutes. Is there anybody here for public comments? Bev, you want to come up here to the table? And no, there should be one to turn on right there.
I'm Bev Winnis. I live at 509 East 9th Street in Zumbrota. And I was a victim of a first-degree burglary on July 23rd at my home on East 9th Street in Zumbrota. I was at home at 4:00 p.m. that day when the perpetrator broke down the steel door in the walk out of our lower level and entered my home. I was sitting in the kitchen when I heard an explosive sound and felt the house kind of shake. And I looked around the main level for a cause and then went downstairs and could see from the stairway that there was sunlight coming in the door that is always closed. I walked across the family room and turned to the bedroom door and saw the burglar standing there facing me with my large jewelry case in his arms. He had on a black COVID mask, a black long-sleeved knit shirt, and black pants. He said, "I'm sorry, I didn't mean to scare you," when he saw me, and stepped forward to where I was standing. I attempted to grab my jewelry case away from him, but he pushed past me. He ran out the broken door and headed to the woods behind the house. This all took less than 3 to 4 minutes, I would estimate, from start to finish. I ran upstairs and called 911, and a Zumbrota City police officer, Officer Disbro, was at my house in minutes. He reassured me that more officers were on the way. He was very professional and authoritative and compassionate to my high anxiety as he placed me in his patrol car for safety reasons. Officers were called in from the Highway Patrol, Goodhue County and Olmsted County to assist our local police department in their search for the burglar. On Saturday morning, a state trooper spotted a person walking on Highway 52 North that matched the description of my burglar and called Officer Disbro to the scene where the suspect was arrested. Officer Disbro searched him and found my jewelry in a black Nike sock, which the burglar had in his pocket, along with marijuana and methamphetamine. My jewelry is now safely stored here at the police department until the trial. I tell you this because I have become aware that our local police department has requested the hiring of at least one more officer to help protect our businesses and citizens in our area. But they are told there isn't money to hire another officer. Our community is thriving because we are on the Highway 52 corridor between Rochester and the metro, but we are also very susceptible to crime because of our location. According to our police department, the crime rate in Zumbrota is increasing. The workload of our police officers is stretched to their limit. The monthly police reports that we see in the Zumbrota newspaper are extensive. My neighbors, the Hendersons, had a harrowing burglary experience a while ago. At 10:30 one night in the winter, a deputy from Goodhue County came to my door and said they were looking for a fugitive in the woods behind my house and we should lock up and stay inside. Casey's had a shooting. Quick Trip has had a robbery. Dr. Kish's office was burglarized. My home was broken into in broad daylight just 12 days ago. I believe that you as a council need to figure out a way to adjust your budget or add funds to it to accommodate another full-time officer for our local police department, which the department has requested. We taxpayers and citizens need the protection and security an added officer would bring. And I thank our police department for their very capable and fine work.
Thanks, Deb. Any other public comments of the public comment department? That will close the public comments section. We'll jump down to new business, 8A, Zimba Road Closure Request. Ziba. Always. Dylan.
Yes, this is another request from Ziba, not Zimba, for their first Thursday's block party that they're doing, which is actually tomorrow. It seems like we've been talking about it for a while, but it's already here. This request is for the east side of 3rd Street. They already were approved for the west side of 3rd Street being closed for things like food vendors and such, but this side will be between the, I believe, chiropractor and the laundromat. And that is for a car show to invite some of the highway commercial businesses to the downtown happenings. So there's some supplemental materials, including the maps about where approximately it will be. It'll be the same as the other side, from Main Street to about the alleyway on just the other side of the block.
Do they have cars lined up? I know they talked about it at the meeting, but do they have cars all lined up to go there?
I don't know how many cars, but they spoke with Zumbrota Ford, who said that they would offer some cars. I haven't received further details about how many or what kind or how they're going to park them, but I do know that there's some parking lines there that they'll most likely use for this car show.
Out there that, no parking between whatever, or requested no parking.
Do we know if the crosswalk, push your button and thing got fixed?
That's a great question. I think we were still working. Okay.
I've been waiting for Tom Shane to work on it.
But
We do have a police officer doing patrol on that crosswalk during the block party.
So they'll be in the
Somebody-
intersection?
Yeah,
Right.
and that's, we talked about, it'll be Tony that'll be there, the Zimba. Ziba. But they requested to have an officer, and we had talked to Chief here several weeks ago, and he had lined somebody up to help with the crosswalk with the activity, so there will be an officer there. I assume he'll have a squat there just to kind of help with the crosswalk ahead of them too.
There's also cones that we're going to block off the road. Roxanne just stopped in today to talk about that a little bit more, and we spoke about that yesterday at the staff meeting as well. I believe it's the same time, the 3 to 8, but the end time, Brian, we were talking about this. We don't know when it's going to end.
Yeah, I think this one is a little bit more open to an ending. The usual Thursdays on First are 3 to 8 or 4 to 8 or something like that, but this one is kind of open-ended one.
Usually 4 to 7, and I think they're stretching it
Yeah.
to the 8-ish whenever it winds down. I mean, could it go till 9 if they have a good crowd? I think it could.
Yeah. And then I do recall just like that it usually starts at 4, but they requested it starting at 3 just to help alleviate the traffic, if any, things like that.
Vendor set up and stuff, I think that's why.
Yeah, set up in the tables and, yep.
Yeah. Any further discussions for Dylan? All in favor? Opposed? Passes 4-0-0. Thanks, Dylan. 8B, ZAAC liquor license renewal. Brian.
Yep, received a memo from Miranda. They have submitted their request for approval of their liquor license. They provided the appropriate liability insurance.
I'll make a motion to approve that liquor license renewal.
Any further discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Passes 4-0-0. Thanks, Brian. 8C, Resolution 2021-12, conveyance of tax forfeited land. Brian.
Yes, this is a portion of the old Isaac Walton, the portion that the building sits on. That is in tax forfeiture. And this is the process we have to go to make sure that it's conveyed to us for future trail expansion out that direction. The township is doing the same on I think, it's all kind of chopped up out there, but the township also has a piece, and they're going to do the same resolution and set it aside for future trail as well. And I reviewed this with Matt to make sure that the wording is all correct, and we added the correct statute in there. So we're just looking for approval to get this sent off to the county.
I'll make a motion to approve resolution number 2021-12. August, and we're only 12. Jeez.
Any further discussions? All in favor? Opposed? Passes 4-0-0. Thanks, Brian. 8D, American Rescue Plan Act Planning Committee. Brian.
Yes, I've been promising this for quite a while now. I finally was able to put it together. I've talked to other area administrators, and there's not a huge hurry for this because we've got quite a bit of time to figure out how to spend the money and then more time to actually spend the money. But it's good to get something going, get something down on paper. What we did was ask for volunteers from all of our different boards and staff, and then the mayor and council as well. So this is the full committee that we're proposing. I would envision that I would meet we would have a meeting, a kickoff meeting, and from there we'll decide kind of the format of meetings, how many meetings we're going to have, when we're going to meet, and that type of thing. At some point, I would anticipate that we would involve the public a little bit too, with a more of a public type meeting for ideas. But this is the start, and I'm glad to finally get this far. We did receive our first allotment of dollars, around $190,000, I think, came in. So that's there. So once we get moving on the committee and get some recommendations, then we'll bring things back for, talk to the public and then bring things back to the council for approval and start spending some of those dollars where they're needed. So just looking for approval of the committee.
I'll make a motion to approve the committee.
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Passes 4-0-0. Thanks, Brian. 8E, 2020 Community Water Fluoridation 50-Year Award.
Oh, you can say that, but not Ziba. That's pretty good. I have trouble with this word, fluoridation. Yeah, we received a 50-year award for the fluoridation. We've actually put the press release in the paper as well. And we've got a document here, a certificate that they sent. Just says Association of State and Territorial Dental Directors, Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, American Dental Association, Certificate of Appreciation for 50-year award, 1970 to 2020 for contributions made on behalf of the community water fluoridation. So kind of a nice award there for our water people.
Does this go in the plant? Does it go in Mike's office? Where is it? Printed on.
Yeah, Mike's office or the plant. I'll get a frame and I'll send it.
Set it up in the water plant?
Give it to Paul and Jeff.
Well,
Yeah, it's nice gesture, so.
I assume we don't need approval.
No,
for
that was just information.
Sounds good. Reports. Brian.
Yes, the Jefferson design is continuing. We're on pace for a public meeting, probably early September. We're going to be sending out notifications in a couple of weeks. Most likely it's going to be electronic notifications rather than a lot of mailings. We're trying to move towards our new GoGov app and communication system, as well as Facebook, emails, Twitter, that type of thing. So keep an eye out for that. Oh, it'll be in the paper as well. The dates and times of the public meeting, most likely it'll be here at City Hall. On August 9th, I'm going to attend the ribbon cutting for the County Road 6 project. They've asked
I thought that was the 12th
us to
at
be there.
9.
August 12th, yeah, at 9. What did I say?
9.
Oh yeah, August 12th at 9 a.m. Not August 9th at 12 a.m. August 12th, yep, at 9 a.m. And they've asked us to have a representative there and maybe say a few words about the importance of the road and the new trail and to us. So that's it for me.
Sounds good. Thanks, Brian. Matt. Dylan. Chief.
Just one thing to add, I don't know if everyone's aware, but we are going to be losing another one of our full-time officers. And so I kind of already expected that I'd have a letter of resignation, but there's kind of a hang up with the communities going to, that he has to wait for their next council meeting before he could submit that. So we're just kind of anticipating what we're going to do next. But I'm not prepared to ask for a process. In this particular situation, we don't have anybody on our part-time roster that we would have as interested parties for the position. So we would be doing more of an open application request. So I may be approaching you at the next council meeting for that. The reality of it is it's going to start getting much more difficult. Recruitment and retention is the #1 problem in law enforcement. You might be aware of that already because of how the field is being viewed and put out there in the public, in the media. That has put significant strain on law enforcement as a whole. So it's not just a Zumbrota issue or a Goodhue County or Minnesota, it's a national issue. So that's going to be our biggest stumbling block for probably about 10 years is what the Chiefs Association's estimating. So we'll see what happens. I hope to ideally get a candidate that may have some experience. But that may not be the case in this. And so there'd be other challenges that would come with that. But I just wanted to make sure you're all aware of that particular situation. So that'll be coming up soon. That's all I got.
Thank you.
Council meeting in August, right? Okay. I was like, all right, we might want to get on that. I thought it wasn't until September, so I We might want to put the all there too, but next one's fine.
Yes. James? Nothing. Mr. Olson? I do have a couple of things. First, I want to say thank you for Shannon, the rest of the police department, fire department, ambulance department, and everybody put on the National Night Out. It was an amazing turnout. I heard they ran out of food and had to get more and still ran out. So it was a great community. It was good to see a lot of people out there. Number two, I ran into Greg Harbo. Actually, I stopped and talked to him. He was out working in the garden. Or Gary, what did I say, Greg? Who knows? Yeah. Talked to Gary for a little while. He had a couple of requests. I think one of them, we talked about trying to get water on that lot where he could water his plants. If we could just get him the old farm, he can just pull out a hose. He'd be open to paying for it, the city paying for some, all of it, just because right now he's borrowing water from the neighbor. Going okay, so he requested trying to get water there. And he'd also like to, on the northwest corner, he has a big tree that's got a lot of overhang. He'd like in the fall, if we could come out there and cut some of the limbs down so we can get some growing in that one corner. And then also on another subject, Monday, August 9th at 4 o'clock, we got Angie Craig coming into town. As of right now, we are meeting, I think I got 2 businesses working on another one. And then we're also having dinner at Bridget's with Angie and a couple other people. So that is Monday, August 9th. I think she's gonna be here at 4. We're gonna give about an hour, hour and 15, and then we're gonna have dinner and then on the way. So that is all I have. Council Durham.
So follow up to that, Gary knows to come to EDA with those requests. Did you redirect him to?
I can, I will. I mean, I guess he had just brought that up and I know he had talked about water, but yeah, I'll have him.
I think they have, a vested interest in that piece and
Yeah.
what was available to him there and what we said was not available to him there, which was water, so.
And that was just it, yeah.
But I would just redirect him to EDA.
Yeah, I will.
Am I up?
Yeah.
We had a fire board meeting 2 weeks ago, a week ago, I don't even remember anymore. I don't even know what day it is today. So going good, I think, I'm gonna say that 3.5% increase this year. We're really gonna look for next year to do kind of an increase across the whole. There's some items that the fire department needs. But with the townships, we need to get ahead of their annual budgeting process. So we'll look to have some of those conversations yet this fall and into our first session in January. So all's going well, truck's going well, National Night Out went well. So I think all in all, fire department's running very well.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Mr. Pretty. Meeting adjourned.
No. I have some wine chilling. Like, no, I'm taking that one. Somebody on, just one bottle. Shut up. We can't stop. That's the problem.
One bottle, that's all I put in there, one. Then we have to have beer.
Okay.